Hey, Carlos.
Good to see you, Edwin.
Yeah, good to see you, man.
The first in joining. You can take a little bit of time here. Tell me how's it going? How's the program going? How you feeling? What you seeing?
Well, I have been trying to tweak my proposals while at the same time going with the Outwork OS model. I don't know if that's the best way to approach it, but uh, now I have sent two proposals. I think are improving, so it's good. I hope it will pay off eventually.
Nice, bro. Yeah. For sure, we'll pay. If we have Ricardo who joined, so cool to have him. Hi, man. Good to see you, bro. Let's just do this. I don't want to take too much of Ricardo's time because now he's a the big guy. The big guy. So, Richard, welcome. We have here our friends. Eduardo's from Costa Rica, Jaime from Mexico, Oscar, Costa Rica too. So, guys, thanks for joining on time. And I just asked Richard to join us here for a couple of minutes just to share a little bit of, the process, the experience of what it's like to close a $25,000 project. $25,000 is, I'm sure that it would be nice for everyone on call to land a 25K deal, right? So uh, Richard for me is a friend. I'm not gonna lie, it's a friend, and I'm gonna share my screen before he talks because I found this video on my Google Photos. Is this Richard? This is
Oh,
Richard, January 11th of 2025, and he's like, "Hey guys,"
mhm. Yeah.
It's like, hey, I'm excited to join. I want to take use of this, make use of this community, and to get to know that he landed at $25,000. Um, it's important for us to share with you the reality, the good, the bad. So, Richard, thanks for joining. I just want to hear, man, from you. It's like you know what it's like to struggle. You know what it's like to go to Upwork and be like, oh man, what the fuck? I remember so many one-on-ones that we had that is like this fucking proposals, this client wants more, the scope is not clear, and to for you to reach this type of project. So I just wanted to share the story. I want to hear the story, and then if people want some client some questions, we will do that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's been a long process. I mean, I'm not finished right now. There's a lot of there's a huge path that I have to follow. But yeah, the story behind this is like um, I've been trying to do my best with the clients. I've been trying, like, even if it's a small project, try to give them value, and I think that's what happened in this case because I have worked two projects with that client. So just to little bit of context there, they live in US, but they are Chinese. Like, they really are in their culture. They don't really like to. Uh, or they share me this. Like, they don't like to uh, move to another culture. They really want to be in their culture. They only contract Chinese guys to work with them. But I think, like, I started giving them value, right? And they told me, like, hey, if you give me good value, if you're good with this, like, I'm sure we can continue working with you. Because my boss, that's the client, like, when I'm working, the guy that I'm working with told me, like, his boss only want to contract, like, hire Chinese people, right? Because they're cheap. They are sometimes they are faster, but they don't understand the culture of the American, because they sell, like, a lot of cars products, right? uh, so the Chinese people do not, in that case, do not understand, like, the culture of the American. Like, it's kind of difficult. So I've been trying to give them value in the small projects they gave me. And finally they told me, like, hey, we have this huge project, you want to take it? This is the amount we have for 6 months. And I was like, yeah. for sure. And something that I learned, like, well, something that I really think it works is just no matter if this is if it is a small project, you don't know if the client. You have to create that connection with the client, right? You want to um, basically give security of the client, like you are the guy for them, right? You know, you are the guy for them. You know, you are like um, that tech expert for them, right? And it's not lying, right? You need to like uh, study, you need to upgrade your skills, you need to learn new things, you need to uh, move around, like in all of technologies. For example, I'm a data engineer, I don't know anything about AI, but the last two projects I've been learning AI to work with him. So I create, like, for example, they have like almost 250,000 tickets that clients send them, like asking questions about products, right? And they cannot handle all of them. They can hire customer service agents, but not all of the agents are expert of cars, right? So what I did, I presented that idea to him, like get all of the tickets in a database, clean it, yeah, put everything together, and put a layer of AI that they can ask questions like how to resolve this ticket. If the ticket's already there, it will answer like a really good question like how to resolve it, right? So instead of having like four agents that asking questions, hey, how this works, or Google it, how this works, if this will fit for this car or not, the agent can give it to them, like the AI bot, right? Can give it to them. So small things like that. um, and I don't know. I don't know a lot about AI in that case, but I still learning, and I create a really huge, a really valuable product for them, right? Um,
Oh
so yeah,
yeah, huge,
that's it.
huge, 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 huge value for the client for sure. So, team Rob, good to see you. Danny Villaplana, Carlos Albornoz, Ever, everyone. Jaime, as always, Edu. So, what we're doing right now is we have a little bit of a section, just another 3 to 5 minutes. If anyone have a question for Ricardo Garcia, who closed a 25,000 deal, this is a chance that you have. If you have any specific questions, you can ask about what it's like to feel maybe like you're not good enough, or like you don't really know what you're doing in Upwork, or maybe you don't know about how to have long-term client relationship. Whatever question, this is your chance. You have someone who essentially closed the project that's $25,000. Rob, 1 minute, Rob.
How, hey, Ricardo, congratulations. How many proposals do you think you sent to get those 25K? First question. Second question, because that is like a purple squirrel. Very rare to see that ticket number. Uh, was it from the US or OCD, any OCDE country, right? And my third question is more like tactical. Um, during the interviews, how many phases, how many meetings? Because we usually get into the meeting as a one and they made the decision, but typically under that amount, they really need to filter like who's the right person. All right.
Okay, the first question, like, too much proposals, to be honest. When I start, I was sending like I just activate. I remember in that time, like there was you have to pay a little bit just to get notification. I think now it's free with your subscription. But I sent a lot. I was in a restaurant and I was just sending proposals. I was eating. I was in the bathroom. I was sending proposals. I was working. I was in a meeting and I checked the phone. I was sending proposals. And yeah, I've sent a lot proposals. So that's a really good practice. That's the only way to get clients, to be honest. So it will for example, for me, I still send proposals, not that much, because I already have my 3 4 clients that I work with, like every month. So so sometimes when I see something interesting, I definitely will send a proposal, and that give me the opportunity to hire some a friend, right? I'm also working with Carlos. He's from Colombia. We're working also in AI project. So doesn't matter if you don't have like experience or knowledge, just send a proposal and you just like hire someone or tell a friend or just do it yourself learning, right? And sorry about that. What was the second question, Roberto? Sorry, I just forget it.
Sorry, it was the emotion. Okay, just to be clear, how long have you been in at Upwork?
Since I started like more than a year, right? So
All
yeah.
right,
Yeah.
perfect. And this is your first, let's say, above 20K type of proposal?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I just to add it there, like I have like 10K earned in Upwork. Some of the clients want me to hire like not in Upwork, so it's not on my page. That's sometimes I do that because I want to preserve more money because I need to hire someone or do
Mhm.
something else. But yeah, I think I have a account of earning of 10K and in a year. Yeah.
All right. My second question was during the negotiation part, which typically you get the interview and you get along to understand the project and the, how big and all that. But in your experience on the projects that are above 20K or 5K actually, how many meetings do the customer actually need to say yes?
It actually cost me two projects basically with a client. Not I mean it's he a lot of meetings. I think like more than 10, 15 meetings. I think it's just like what takes time is just to get that connection with the client. Like as I told you, like be the guy for them, right?
Let me rephrase the question. Sorry.
Sure.
How many meetings with the same prospect with projects above 5K do you really need? Like think of yourself that you want to hire someone to do something for you for 5, 7K. Will you make the decision in the first meeting just by saying, hey, you have a nice profile? What actually, the number? And just to be more fun, which is the deal breaker during that year? Uh, do you feel it was really the video, the quality of your projects that you include over there, that you feel more confident saying, guys, because after you do something many times, that interview phase is actually out of the panic zone. Mhm.
Yeah, I think like I will say your portfolio definitely. That that portfolio gave me two clients, and I don't know if it was just luck. I don't know about that, but um, I just did a project scraping data from a soccer webpage, and I just see a proposal like they were looking someone to know sports, right, and script data from sports, and I just give them that project, and they told me like they only contact me for because about the project, the video I sent it to them that was scraping that same page, and doing a good, really good portfolio, and I think like trying to see try to really understand your niche, what you really want, and try to do a really good portfolio. I think that will help you a lot because the client don't wanna spend time like teaching you what they really needs. You just wanna say, hey, I already did it. I can replay. I can do it in your company again, right? That would be like what the clients catch faster, right? I think that's
And
something that I really
I
like.
want to help
Yeah.
a little bit because Rob is asking really good questions for everyone on call. Fernando, good to see you, bro. This is the new member. Say hi to the Mexican dancer, everyone. Um, yeah, he's like number one, by the way. He's like some serious dancer, some serious shit.
Wow.
Yeah, bro. So Rob, for everyone on call, if you're pitching a 3,000 to $6,000 project, from 3,000 below, one meeting is enough. So if you're selling landing pages with a CMS, it's like a productized offer or a very specific automation, from 3,000 downward, one call is enough. It's one call to project proposal to email to close. Very simple.
Okay.
3,000 to 6,000, 2 to 3 calls, depending on the complexity, just for you to have an expectation.
I know because you have this experience, because, but above those 3,000, how many people do you think there are involved? Because maybe above, below 3,000, the person might be the, the one that has the decision. I'm sorry I'm asking all this, but I think that details, devil is in details, right? But because let me just give you an example. In my market, I just saw that you and Daniel told me you have to be quick, right? I think like if you're quick with proposals below 1,000, that explains it all. It's like Google. You just search for the five first responses. You don't go to number 30, right? But if you go like above 3,000 or maybe 5,000, and that is what I'm trying to understand is that, for example, my prospects, I think like they tend to have their answers at the end of the day. So they post from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. Costa Rica time. And most of them, they made the decision after 48 hours when it's below 3,000. If they are like 5,000, I just see like they get to 30, 45, you know. I got this guy from Netherlands, very nice person, and he said, "Oh, I'm sorry, man. I just love your profile, but I didn't have enough time." And it was like, like $4,500. um so that's why I'm trying to understand, like cracking all this, like cracking the code to understand the effort I have to put on, hours and all this.
So good, very good question. To answer with reality, friends, for everyone on call, because I don't want people here be like, "Oh fuck, now I have to have 14 minutes to close the deal." No, 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 no. Business is always contextual. Business is always contextual. That's why Ricardo said, make sure that you understand your niche. And now we're gonna reply to Rob specifically, right? So we want to have a lot of different conversations active at the same time so that we can start seeing the patterns. So for example, for clients 3,000 and above, to 3,000 to 6,000, I would just assume always that it is rare to talk to the decision maker on the first call on Upwork and land the deal right there and there. I would just assume 2 to 3 conversations. And to answer the ugly answer, the answer that not really people don't really want to hear, you just want to be online in Upwork all day long. That is the real answer. That's the ugly. That's the bad one. But
At the
you
third day, I realized that. Don't worry, I realized that. I was like, okay, this is not a couple of hours during the day. No, maybe. And I'm sorry, I just like I hit you on that. That's why it's so important, as you mentioned, to understand your customers. But for example, for me, I don't wanna work with Latin American companies. So I actually saw people from Europe and US how fast when they post. That's my only interest, when they post, because I have seen some pattern, you know. And from the guys that I have seen from other regions, they tend to, post at the beginning certain hours. So this is like an invitation to, to all the people here, like try to understand when they do it, because they have to make decisions. Small proposals, they tend to be quick. And if you see like 20, now I know I don't have to post that. It's like move on. It's like move on, especially
so
on
good.
low tickets, you know.
Very good. And for everyone on call, for you to save some wisdom, some Upwork wisdom. Listen, really, we're gonna start the presentation soon, my friends. But I wanna give you a concept. There is a big difference between someone who lands a deal like Ricardo, of $25,000 deal, and there is a difference between that person and a person who just thinks is going to land a big deal. There is a big difference between the person who does it and the person who thinks is gonna do it. The person who does it does everything every way all of the time. And the person who think is gonna do it is gonna pretend that is gonna find the fastest way or the happy path the first way, the first time. So this is an ugly reality. This is an ugly reality. And this is the reason why, my friends, you're not business owners. Because when you started your careers, you wanted to do the engineering way. The engineering way is go engineer the right way, find the happy path, deploy it, and then hopefully on town hall on the daily meeting, you're the smart motherfucker. The business people, they fail fast. We fuck up, we make mistakes, and we make mistakes, but we make mistakes so fast that we develop, and this is what I want you to take a note. Remember this concept. We develop a pulse of the market. We develop a pulse of what is going on. Example, if you were to log in onto your bank every day, pay attention, bro. I'm giving you the sauce. If you were to log in on your bank account every day, after 90 times, after 90 days, you will develop a pulse of who you are financially. How much money you spent in fucking chicken empanada, how much money you spent on coffee, how much money you spent going to the cinema, yada, yada, yada. You develop a pulse. And then it's really weird to get surprised by yourself. So you need to develop a pulse of the upward market. That is what Rob wanted to say. Hey, be online always so that you can develop a pulse. So each specific niche, as Richard alluded to, has a specific pulse, and you want to master that pulse. So to me, it wouldn't surprise me, Rob. This is me guessing. This is me guessing, but it wouldn't surprise me is if your best clients actually post on the weekends.
I can answer that because I know how they think. Like mining companies, they tend to work on long shifts. It's people working 25, 21 continuous days, and they tend to work from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. That is in Australia and Canada. So that's why I'm trying to think like them, right? In the markets I want. So, but yeah, that's very true what you're saying. It's like
Really
you
cool.
have
So,
to make
friends,
him this under the skin of your proposal.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Under the skin, get a pulse. Everyone, hit me up with the one because we're gonna leave. Richard is gonna leave soon. I just want to make sure everyone is clear. Develop a pulse. One in the chats. One in the chats. Hit me up with the one. I need to make sure that everything is clear. Okay, develop a pulse. Richard, bro, congrats, man. Congrats, and I'll ping you directly. Thank you for being of faith and showing that it is possible.
Yeah, yeah. Keep pushing, guys. Thank you so much. See you guys. Bye.
Ay, qué lindo, Richard. It's been 1 year with us, bros. 1 year. All right. So, friends, develop a pulse, right? Develop a pulse. This is a really good tangent for the topic I want to talk to you about today. So, for everyone on call that is new, Juan Cano, remember, develop a pulse. Rob, if you don't have the Upwork mobile application, bro, I would encourage you to download it now. Turn on, you got it.
I sleep with the application, bro. I sleep with the application.
That is the way. That's how you can develop a pulse. So everyone on call, if you want an action item, Carlos Perez, Juan Cano, Fernando Contreras, go to Apple Store, get the Upwork app. It's a life changing. It's a life changing event. All right. So now I want to share my screen real quick, and I'm gonna just show you an image I want everyone to see. This is a shark in the water. You are going to be a shark after this call. You no longer are just an engineer who's smart like a wizard. You're not just Gandalf no more, my friend. You are Gandalf still, but now we're gonna add another layer on top so that you can deploy this shark in the water. And I want you to think about the concept of how sharks find their prey. Sharks can smell the blood in the water. The blood in the water. They can sense the blood in the water. A few drops of blood and they can sense it, they can smell it, and then they go find the blood in the water. So, what do I mean by that, friends? From the identity perspective, I want you to add on a layer that you are now also a shark in the water. And something that is going to expand your understanding of the freelance market and the opportunities at hand is that Upwork's primary objective is to put you in front of a buyer, a person that can pay you for your services. No one has a gun to your face so that you take that deal within the Upwork marketplace. Careful with Upwork's terms of service, Upwork TOS. Be wary. Okay, you have to do this the smart way. Richard landed the 25K gig. Jaime on call landed also many gigs outside of the Upwork platform. So you are going to start seeing the Upwork platform kind of like as the water. And now, by you being online, seeing what's being posted within your niche, you're going to start to develop a pulse of the water. And then I want you to understand that once you jump on a call with a prospect, that is the blood in the water. That initial call is the blood in the water. You do not have to take that deal within the Upwork marketplace. You can take the call, propose a small project, 1 or 2 hours, develop a trustworthy relationship with the client, and then grow the account, grow the project, become their guide, their technical CTO as a service. Upselling. Jaime, tell me just in a few words, homie, a little bit about what it's like to find blood in the water, jump on a call, take the deal outside of the Upwork marketplace.
Yes. So there are many things that need to happen. If we were to see this as a sport, it's like being on the field. So you can get the ball and score a goal. So about detecting the blood in the water, many times, as Ricardo mentioned, it is important that you are able to get the upward notifications and have those enabled and interrupting you all during the day. Um, and once you see enough of them, you will start to see patterns. There are technologies that are trending, common problems that clients have, things that ideally should resonate with what you have on your profile. So yeah, once those start to um, convert into calls, um, it is important to have and earn clients' trust because that lubricates any kind of business arrangement that you can have. And something that is quite common, and I am seeing this constantly, is that many of the clients, and I have said this before, they have a hard time working or finding with freelancers. Sometimes they don't care. They, for example, I have seen freelancers that spin up resources. They create a database. They turn up a server that is costing a lot of money, but it's never used and it's just a demo. And many times you need to like. Well, I have been in the position where I need to turn it off. But going back to the point, um, you just have to communicate with them and advocate for their project. And once that trust is established, they always have new ideas. Their business evolves. Sometimes, for example, it happened this week that a client went from wanting me to do an AWS configuration to then doing backend and then deploying or updating also their front end, and then they got infected with a virus and they wanted me to help them fix that or understand the situation. um, so yeah, I don't know how to conclude this, but that is the experience you wanted me to share.
Yeah, it's good, man. It's good. I love how Jaime always gets super excited. Yeah. So people, this is connects back to what Richard was saying, right? He was first developing the pulse of the water. He found the blood in the water. Jumped on a call with this Chinese person. Had a small project, right? He said he was a small project. Once you develop trust with the customer, which remember is a human, and there are many fakers within the Upwork marketplace. That's what people say, it's saturated, or it's only $2 dollars an hour Indians. That's why people say that, because it's unfortunately true too. But you are also here, so you develop a trustworthy relationship, and then, like Rob said on the chat, upselling, you grow the account. You start to see your clients as partners, and you become their guiding light within the technology. Clear? Thumbs up, everyone. Yes? Good? Beautiful. Alrighty, man. Really good stuff. Fer, 2 minutes, man. Say hi. Introduction. Let's go. Welcome.
Hey guys, sorry for being a little bit late. Well, I'm Fernando Contreras, software engineer, bachata and salsa dancer. I'm starting to, um, I'm not teaching classes, but I'm starting to be prepared for uh, to be a teacher in these beautiful Latin dance styles. And otherwise, I am a trader just for fun, but this is an interesting day to understand how the market is working. And yeah, as a developer, I'm trying to be more specifically for today. I'm trying to organize myself to deliver some projects. I have a few projects where I'm working currently, but sometimes I want to develop the next startup, but Cursor or any agent is creating something ASAP. But now the idea is, so my goal is to focus on where what I need to develop, more than software skills. I'm trying to be more to understand how to sell myself. And yeah, it's part of this new challenge, a new career, and happy to be here, friends.
Let's
Um,
fucking go. All right, sharing screen. Here we go. Here we go. Sharing entire screen. Da, 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 da. All right. I'm not sure who is here using Manus, but it just got purchased by Meta, so you should be using this tool. And I'm testing one that is called Utari. This is Utari's. It's Chinese. It's cheaper. I spent $400 in Manus doing presentations for you guys, and I was like, no, fuck that shit. So I went Chinese. All right. Anyways, we'll be sharing more about this AI tools soon. So, homies, welcome. Last week we were talking about, reclaiming your power, reclaiming your leverage, and I want to connect this back to the fact that people, if you hear about, if you go to Reddit, or if you have conversations with your friends, or people from work, whatever, people say that platforms like Fiverr, platforms like Upwork are saturated. And the reason why I wanted to share with you the blood in the water and develop a pulse in the water analogy is because I want you guys to understand something. I have been doing this same program, this freelance program from engineers, for 3 years, and the one singular thing that comes across from everyone that crossed this program is the feeling of not being good enough. This is across the entire 3 years. And this is not me saying things I have a feeling of. This is me literally segregating the data of transcripts with 101s that you guys have with Danny, or calls that I run, or things that I have built using your posts within our community. So, not feeling good enough is literally having potential clients, good people, like Rob said, like this kind European person, Australian, really good people trust the wrong Indian developer. And then just because you don't feel like you're good enough, you don't feel like you have permission to obsessively send these upward proposals, or have a small little project within the upward marketplace and then taking the deal outside, like you don't feel like you have permission to do these things, then the wrong developer is closing deals, and then someone like Jaime has to come and eat a bunch of shit that was wrongly developed. So the client then loses even more trust in marketplaces. So they feel literally burnt. So then you jump on a call, and then you're not this shark in the water. So then you feel like you need permission to charge, or permission to make decisions. and it's not working for the client, it's not working for you, and it's not working for the marketplace. Okay? So let's look at the difference between identity and outcome positioning. And now let's look at the difference between Juan Cano saying that he's just a Flutter developer versus he is the one developer for marketplaces selling guitars. We talked about that last week. Okay, so on one side you have identity, right? This is likely saying something like, I'm a senior .NET developer with 25 years of experience, right? This is about who you are, right? If your identity is set up to be a senior developer, then you're talking about who you are, and you're falling on the II syndrome. On the other side of the spectrum, on the dark side of the moon, you have outcomes, right? We talked about it last week. It's all about positioning, owning outcomes, solving specific problems, right? Something like, I help software as a service teams fix onboarding drop off for their fintech application. I help software as a service teams fix onboarding drop off for their fintech application. Fixing onboarding drop off, it means that you have specific methods and tactics, and you can prove all of this because you really want to make sure that the drop off rate of these fintech apps, the drop off decreases and decreases and decreases. So you're owning an outcome. So you don't have on your LinkedIn profile, hey, Flutter senior developer, 20 years of experience, hire me, please. I need job. Fuck Amazon, let go 16,000 people. You have Flutter developer, senior Flutter, and then outcome. Cool. So the distinction, that you're aware of it is crucial for your growth, because you cannot jump on a sales call in Upwork or a sales call on LinkedIn like you're taking an order. If you're taking an order, hey, Mr. Customer, you have your pizza extra pepperoni? No, 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 no. Hey, Mr. Customer, what are your current problems? Okay. What is it that you're trying to achieve that is not happening? What are you currently doing exactly to fix this problem so that you can reach to your goals? Cool. This is about what you do for them, their problems. Okay. The distinction is crucial. So, welcome to the full stack, this one, the full stack trap. Being the generalist, and this is for people doing the dream job system. If you're too afraid to choose a path, you choose none. In marketing, we say, if you talk to everybody, then you talk to nobody. Okay, this is the full stack trap. Don't fool yourself, because it really is just fear in disguise of I can do it all. So being a generalist dilutes your actual authority. It for clients, it feels kind of like noise, like we don't really understand exactly what you do. So in a saturated market like freelancer.com, Fiverr, Upwork, right, in a saturated market, dilutes your authority. It's like you're not really talking to no one. Talking to everyone, rule of thumb in marketing, if you talk to everyone, you talk to nobody. Okay, so the clients, the big money, as Rob was alluded to, or Richard, the big money, high stakes, they don't trust really generalists. They want specialists, because speed equals cash. And a specialist, if you're a specialist, then you can command higher rates and build trust faster. Cool. So this is the key insight that I need everyone to take out of this presentation. And just kind of like to start closing this one, because I don't want to focus too much in this. It's just that you need to start at least thinking. I know that it's not easy for you guys, because I talked to you, Danny talked to you. Not easy to close this meeting here and be like, oh, this is exactly what I'm gonna do. Juan Cano, for instance, it's not like tomorrow morning he goes to LinkedIn and be like, okay, I'm Flutter developer for Shopify musical stores. Not really. Not really. So just start thinking about narrowing your focus, because the more you narrow, the more you increase your authority. That's kind of like the punchline that I want you to take from this one, that you start narrowing your focus, because it will literally start change how you resonate on these platforms, LinkedIn, Upwork. And I really encourage you to understand that if you start to narrowing down, it doesn't mean that you have literally Satan or a guy with a gun to your face, be like, okay, motherfucker, then you're gonna be doing this for life now. No, 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 no. Another rule of thumb for marketing: if you make a decision now, you can stick to it for 2 months, 3 months, and if it doesn't work, you can, number one, default to what it was before, the generalist, or do another experiment. That's marketing. That is the road to finding your real positioning. Okay, you start narrowing down, and narrowing down does not equate, my friends, narrowing down does not equate to you limiting yourself. It really is just you increasing your power, your authority. The perceived value of your profile goes up instantly because it resonates. Someone will feel, you make them feel, reading your profile, your offer and Upwork on LinkedIn, you make them feel like you understand them. So you can start becoming the go-to expert for a very specific high value problem. You cannot be a very specific expert for a very specific high value problem if you're a generalist. And if you haven't tried the specific, if you haven't narrowed down nothing, then you have a feeling that is limiting you, my friend. Cool. So hit me up with the one in the chat. Friends, hit me up with the one in the chat. Carlos, Fernando, everyone, come on, bros. Hector, good to see you, my friend Hector. Man, I just love everyone. Carlos Perez, how's it going? Charlie,
Good.
positioning. Fernando? Mm-hmm. Ever, good, good, good. All right, man, good stuff. So this is just an invitation. This is just an invitation, friends. Understand that as an engineer, you don't really understand marketing, and that's why you're here. Okay, it's okay, it's normal. So the invitation is the following: number one, get the fucking Upwork application, turn on notifications, start developing a pulse of the waters, upgrade your whole identity, put on a layer of I am this shark in the waters, start smelling, find the blood in the water, have a couple of conversations, develop trust, take the deal outside of Upwork, increase the account, make more money, feel like you're big daddy developer, and try it out, man. Really try it out. Narrow down, narrow something down, narrow a specialty. For Juan Cano, for example, narrow something down. Don't be afraid of being specific. Don't be afraid. It's not like you're signing a contract with the devil himself that you're gonna have to do this for life. Just run an experiment. I do marketing for a living, and it's all about experiments, bros. That is the reality. Even though you go to fucking Inkai, you get an MBA, or you're a PhD in marketing, you understand it's all about experiments. Cool. Ah, I like that. Beautiful faces, my warriors. Man, one day I will die in one of these presentations, and I don't give a fuck because I love you. All right, bros. Um, so before we close this party, I just want Jaime to give us a little bit of updates for our upcoming original, 100% personal and owned by ourselves Capturely, which is your co-pilot for Upwork proposal sending. My friend, please send proposals and show the sauce, bro. We've been cooking. We've been cooking.
I was muted. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, let me share my screen because this is a work in progress. There is infinite loop.
Yeah.
So what I have been doing is this. Um, yeah, about the technology. It is an application you install on Mac OS. Um, it is like a backend and a front end. This is a React page, even though it looks native. And what this is doing is to work with a Firefox extension, which I have here. Let me show you. For example, if I go to notifications, you will see it. Well, there should be a notification. Oh no, but I have disabled notifications for because of the call. Um, but yeah, it is like capturing the data. All of the notifications in a local database. It is using embeddings. It is exposing an MCP server, so I can ask Cloud Code questions. And yeah, so let me just scroll here, and I don't know if I have the MCP running. Let me check. I should have. Okay, so I'm gonna
Just
create a new terminal.
for maybe for the ones who are extremely new, because I know Carlos Perez is looking forward for this, and maybe even Rob. So long story short, Capturely takes pictures of the screen and then sends it to a local database, and then we use Claude to segregate the data and to ask questions. So the entire hypothesis is as follows: we take pictures of the entire job description, what's available, what is happening, what are they asking, and then we feed our local database with our proposal, our profiles, and then we will effectively have Claude Code write custom built proposals for us.
Yeah, and it also goes a bit beyond that because it is um, doing it in a way that is not calling the Upwork API, and I am being really paranoid about them detecting the activity. Um, so yeah, so here for example, I asked, can you check on Capturely what are the hottest technologies in the notifications? And here it is connecting via MCP to all of the data that it's gathering from yeah, the notifications that I have. And yeah, there is a breakdown. For example, JavaScript, AWS, Node.js, the average rate. For example, here Cloud DevOps is uh, something really demanded, but also it has a native application and it has a dashboard that I have been refining a lot. I need to add the zoom to this. Sorry, I cannot do that at the moment. But uh, yeah, here for example, well, no, this is good, but not there yet. Yeah, this is for example the net revenue, uh, 23K. The gross before Upwork taxes is 27K. I have 5 active clients. Um, then let me see where I have something meaningful. Here, for example, this is the spreadsheet that you all guys know, but it's being automatically populated. Um, well, for most of it, let me see. Yeah. And what else is here? Yeah, it is analytics. Well, right now it is capturing my profile. It is not there yet. This cloud of skills, it's not what it should be yet, but yeah, here for example, it is also capturing the conversations with my clients. So yeah,
Yeah, big one. I don't.
but
I help. I help. Carlos is like, give me that. Yeah, man. So listen, Capturely, Capturely
yeah.
takes pictures of your screen, right? So that's what it does in essence. So I'm not sure, but I guess everyone here on call has used GPT already, or Claude, or whatever you use in Gemini. You can attach screenshots to it. Post job for that, Capturely. I need someone in Mexico called Jaime who can build me a local Claude code
Easy peasy,
Yeah, man.
man.
So, a few things to consider. So Capturely takes pictures of your screen and then it brings it to a local database. So if you know, you can attach images, screenshots to Chat GPT, Gemini, Claude, and then you can extract valuable insights. So what we're doing is taking the pictures of the screen, bringing them into a local database from conversations with actual clients, the objections, what they're looking for, what they say, the job description, and that we segregate it with the information of our profile and what we offer. And then without connecting to Upwork API, which will
Mhm.
literally break Upwork terms of service and then get us banned, we craft a custom build proposal. Okay, if that's clear, hit me up with the one in the chat. Clear enough? Makes sense? One in the chat, one in the chat. So the first person who got access to this is Carlos Perez. So we will be sharing. I think next week will be Rob. We're deploying this very carefully, friends, because it's
Mhm.
extremely careful. Here in the chat, I just wrote for everyone on call, Upwork TOS, Terms of Service. You need to read it, bros, at least watch videos about it. But the Terms of Service say clearly don't take deals outside of the platform, otherwise you'll get banned. So don't jump on a call through Upwork and be like, hey, yeah, we can take this outside of Upwork because Carlos Gutierrez told me. No, 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 don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
No.
And I have to say it because people actually did that. So and don't connect to the Upwork API, bro. I don't care if you're a data engineer with 25 years of experience. Don't do it. So Capturely, it's built so that we don't fuck up.
Yeah.
Cool, bros. Alrighty. So happy to have Fernando Contreras, another Mexican in the house. Rob looking good, Edo looking good, Charlie looking good, Perez. Still post on the school, whatever you need, hit us up. Juan Cano is in the trenches trying to get a job, so we will supercharge him this week. Rob Calvo doing a great job. Keep pushing. Everyone, download the fucking Upwork app. If you need to make to say in French, then motherfucker, go add download application, turn on notifications. Can I make it clearly? Um, I love you all. All right. See you in fucking school. Let's go make some money.
Bye bye.
Cheers.
Bye.
You.